What is going on, man? And what is
Wait!
up, Pause Game?
Press pause again because I was muted.
Were you muted this whole time? I heard you.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah, but
did.
he was muted on the stream.
But I was muted on the stream.
Yeah,
all
we
right.
really do need to press pause then.
We're just pressing
so
pause. I'm not even stopping because
you can press
that's
pause.
comedy
That's
gold
funny.
right there.
That is funny.
Yeah, that's comedy gold. So, hey, we're pressing pause. We're recording a show. I had a week off, and
Forgot how to unmute.
Yeah, you were writing stuff for your website outside. You can see all the color you got.
oh yeah, I still got the sunglass tan right here, like just like this white line. So, but what's up, Mr. Hate? How the heck are you?
I'm doing freaking great. And what is going on, Pause Game? I'm gonna get through it this time. It's your boy, Hate Zero, your hero.
Crawler, what's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going? It's Crawler coming at you.
We don't know what are we talking about tonight.
Nobody
Wow.
knows.
I mean, I've kind of been in a little bit of a funk playing games. I've been dabbling in and out, but Eric was talking about For All Mankind, and my wife and I have just been binging that.
Yes.
And I think we have the last 2 episodes left, which we're not going to get to tonight since we're doing the show. But I think
How amazing is that series?
it's good.
No,
and it
you're
didn't click for
underselling it.
Oh no! So I mean, I want to talk, but like, it didn't click for me who Ed Baldwin was until I saw a trailer for the new Suicide Squad again, and I'm like, oh, he's I forget what his name is in Suicide Squad, but he's the main leader dude. No, that's not
Yeah.
super powered, but
I don't know about that. That
but that's
you're
what
that's
I
lost
him
on
from
me.
after I saw it. But
I knew him from what's that Netflix series where he came back as a he's in the this is terrible. This is terrible description. Use your words, Hate. He
podcasting here.
he you die and come back in a new shell or whatever. You can download your memories, and he came back as that guy. In the second season of it, he's not in it. It's someone else.
Altered Carbon or no?
Yeah, he's in Altered
Okay.
Carbon. He's the main character of
Which
season one, Altered Carbon.
That's
Thank you.
kind of that's on my list. I do want to watch Altered Carbon, but
I didn't watch season 2. Season 1 was cool. But anyways, man, For All Mankind.
yeah,
so good.
I love the alternate universe that they've built. Like, we just
Who's
as
who's
it
your favorite
progresses.
characters?
I think Gordo's funny.
Yes, easily. He's
Gordo,
my favorite.
Gordo getting fat in season 2, and then getting fit up again to go back into space.
He
Yeah.
did that in real life and was saying like he'll never
Oh, he
do
did?
that again. He gained
Wasn't a fat suit or anything.
no, he said he gained 60 pounds or no, he gained 40 pounds in a matter of like a month, and then he lost 60 pounds in 6 weeks or something.
That's not healthy.
He said he'll never do it again. Like he's happy he did it because it gave the character authenticity, but he's like, I will never do that again. But yeah, great show, and I love Gordo because like he's super likable character, but he's also super conflicted. Like
And he's flawed too.
yeah, very flawed, and so it's it's human. He's a human. I just love the show, love it. So and I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm assuming you've finished all of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
We got to the end of a couple of those episodes where like episode 6 or 7 and episode 8, the endings are just cringeworthy with the relationship that's happening.
Yeah,
I was
talking about with Karen.
yeah.
Yeah, I hate Karen. She lives up to the name. And any of our 7 listeners, if you're named Karen, I apologize, but 2020 was rough to you.
I delivered. I've been doing DoorDash, and I delivered to a Karen. And when I walked into the restaurant, I was like, "This is for Karen, so make sure you don't screw this one up." And I thought the waitress was laughing so hard.
Have you been so you, Mr. I don't consume a lot of content with DoorDash? Are you getting to consume some content?
I finished Ready Player 2, and I'm listening to I think it's called Bloodlines, the Star Wars. And
one of the books.
Yeah, and holy crap, it has so much stuff. Just on the top of your head, without having to look it up, what's the name of the guy that is in Boba Fett's armor at the beginning of? Is it? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Oh, in Mando.
The sheriff. I think he's called the sheriff as well, but I don't know what his name is. But yeah, there is a storyline back there on that, I think, right? In one of the books. Not
only is I'm almost positive it's him, because I can't remember. I didn't have time to look everything up. So, the Rancor trainer. The name of that Rancor that Luke killed was like Bosnick or something like that. It has a name, which I did not realize.
Cobb Vanth.
Say it again. Cobb
Vanth.
Yeah, so I'm almost positive it's him, because he's the what's the name of their Moss. It's not Mos.
Their little city.
Yeah, it's like Mos.
Something. Yeah, that's what everything is on Tatooine.
So the guy that trained the Rancor that Luke killed, that big fat guy, his story picks up, and he runs into the dude
Moss
from
Peglo.
Yeah, he's there, and I was like, what? And a bunch.
Because he didn't have a job. His job security went out the window when the sail barge blew up.
Yeah, so it's just they're doing such a good, like, they're giving Maz Kanata a bunch of backstory, right? Like, it's these bloodlines, and this is like when Kylo was in utero, basically. So it's, because
it's only a few years after Return.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know if it's a few years. It's not like, it might even be sooner than that. I started it a while back and then just picked up where I left off. So I'm a little bit like, I'll have to do the whole thing over again. But
I have Thrawn and I have Child of Light upstairs that I haven't started yet. So one is after the trilogy and one's Old Republic stuff. But I want to sit down and read those. But I know you have Child of Light, right? Isn't that what it's called? Isn't that what the Old Republic? Yeah. Have you read that yet?
Or no, it's Light of the something. Light of the...
Okay.
Was it Light of the Jedi?
Maybe the Light of the Jedi. Yeah, something like that.
Light of the Jedi.
I like when he talks like this into the microphone.
Hey, I was trying to look at the name.
Referencing something.
Can we circle back to Ready Player 2? Because I thought it was way better than other critics thought. I mean, it wasn't as good as Ready Player 1, and I don't think that was ever going to be possible, but I didn't think it was terrible. Josh, what did you think?
I hated it for a while, but I thought the end was really good. I thought it was really, really slow for a while. Like,
it was slow, but it sped a lot of stuff up that could have been explained a little bit better. Like, it jumps so many years, because it picks up like right after the end of the first book, and then all of a sudden you're fast forward like 6 years or something like that, and everything has changed, and but I thought it was good. It's been a few months now. I almost want to go back and read it again, because it was something that Ernest Cline's books, like, I just want to keep reading he has a really good ability to like just push that next. It's kind of how it was when I was reading Harry Potter. Like, the cliffhangers at the end of the chapter like make you want to continue that story and find out what's happening.
I think Armada is horribly underrated.
I have Armada. I haven't read it yet, but I have it.
You should read it. I think it's
great. Yeah,
fantastic.
It's a good time. It was a little bit.
I think it'll be a far better movie than Ready Player One. It just seems like
they're working on that.
Well, they purchased the rights to it, but that doesn't always mean it's gonna turn into a movie. But I don't know, Josh. What do you think? Like, I thought it could transition to a movie way easier than Ready Player One, just because of the content.
Just because of The Last Starfighter.
Yes.
Well, and Ready Player One was kind of doomed to not live up to the book because of licensing.
Exactly. And Armada doesn't have any of that. It's like a completely original copy of another idea.
The way I feel about the first movie and book is like, a lot of times people say, oh, the books are like the Lord of the Rings tried to stay true to the books the best they could, right? Like,
well, Peter Jackson shot like 15 hours of content and had to narrow it down to to 3/5 are the extended cuts or something like that.
Yeah, I think the ending for Return of the King is 3 hours alone. Like after they're all done, they just keep going to scene after scene, just 3 hours of like goodbye, Frodo, you know. But I don't even really view him as this. Like Ready Player One, the movie is so different than the book that they're
the best way to describe it is it's inspired by the events of the book.
Yeah, so in my mind, I just have done a disconnect between the two so that I don't. Because if you compare the movie to the book, the movie's garbage. But if you
they changed Shoto's name, why?
Yeah,
why did they change him to just Sho? Like,
and they made him not. They made them actual brothers, didn't they, or something like that?
No, Daito's not in the movie. The Daito storyline's gone completely.
Yeah,
and it's the book is a lot darker too, because people get thrown out of buildings, and I mean,
right. Yeah,
so
to get back to the second book though, like as they were, going on their adventure or whatever, there just got to be like obstacles or people they had to fight that I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is like, but knowing full well that there's probably people that are reading it, listening to it, that are like, oh, I love that they're using this. You know what I mean? So like, I was happy for those people, but for me, I was just like, I'm kind of tuned out at this point. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it kind of felt like they had already used the best ideas in the first book, right? And so the second book, they had already used the best ideas. They already fought the coolest things and did the movies, and now it's kind of like, well, we can't just do the exact same thing. I still think it was worth listening or reading, and it's fun, but it was never going to recapture the magic of the first. It just wasn't possible.
N64josh.com/audible. Get it. Go get yourself a book. I think that's my book actually. But go get other books too.
but there's a something in there probably for you to claim.
Yeah. The other thing that I do want to mention is that I said I'm door dashing. I'm all about just side hustling, right? And I'm like, this keeps me from having a boss. And I'm doing sometimes I do insane hours, like my wife's begging me to come home. She's like, please come back. I'm like, I'm kind of having fun right now,
you didn't get home until like 11 something last night.
Yeah, like 11:45. N64josh.com/DoorDash. If you're looking for a side hustle that's super easy to do 280 orders and you get a $300 bonus just by signing up through that link. So this is something you can do in the evenings after your normal job. Just hit the dinner crowds, whatever. Like, it's super easy to do. And I'm actually making TikToks about it and I'm having way more fun than I probably should with it. But I'm getting content done in the morning and then just bugging out for lunch and dinner and then doing whatever. So that's why we're an hour late tonight, because I was like, I want to make sure I get through the dinner rush or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Eric, did you platinum something, right? Did you platinum something?
I did, brother.
Yeah,
I did. So I finished Days Gone, and man, the timing couldn't have worked out better for me, and I'll transition into why smoothly, like I do, because I'm a professional at this. So Days Gone, fantastic. I've loved every minute of it. I was getting to the point where like I knew I only had 3 trophies left, and I knew exactly what they were, and so I was accomplishing those. It's pretty easy to platinum, as in you can get through it in one playthrough. You will probably have to spend some time after the main story ends to accomplish it, but you can get through it in one playthrough. You don't have to do a new game plus, and you don't have to play on hard or any of that. But there's a lot of things to do. I think all told, I'm at like 60 or 70 hours. That being said, I was like, man, my heart's kind of empty now because I'm coming to the end of Days Gone. Do I want a new game plus it, or like what do I do? Because I've just been so invested, and I'm so into Deacon St. John and this story and this world. Then the Naughty Dog announcement came out yesterday, and The Last of Us 2 finally got the 60 frames per second patch on PS5, and
only 60.
well,
I'm sorry.
I couldn't play anything better than that anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Yeah, Josh hating, but that's okay.
He's fanboy in there. Console Warren.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, that's fine. Go play an exclusive. So in any case, so that finally dropped, right? And so I downloaded the update, and I just smoothly transitioned right into that. And jumping back into The Last of Us 2, like Naughty Dog and The Last of Us, it's the greatest game ever made. It's the greatest game ever made. And on top of that, it's the best next gen game, current gen now. Just with that 60 frames per second patch. Like, that's how good it was. Like, that game had no business running on a PS4 ever. So that's what I've been doing.
I beat Celeste.
You did. All right.
That's such a
you reached the summit.
I did.
And baby
that.
mode, or
No, just in baby mode because I just wanted achievements.
oh, you've been doing? You haven't been in baby mode.
Hold on, stop it. We're gonna.
Are you really doing baby mode?
You kid, you got to be shitting me. You're not.
Dude, I was like, I just want achievements. So
No,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
So you didn't beat Celeste.
Oh my god.
Okay. You didn't beat Celeste then. You didn't even play the game.
Okay, so we talked about like somebody's gonna start playing a game while we're recording this show. I'm gonna have to play Celeste on normal mode. Like,
I want to see you play. I want to see you do the entire summit. The summit challenge.
Yeah,
it's hard. It took me a while to do that, and I want to see you play that in normal.
I did beat the Pico 8 or whatever because there's no easy mode on that.
Baby mode there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the honestly, like, the story itself is pretty good with Celeste, but it only works
because you struggle
when you die and struggle in the game, and so you really are only cheating yourself.
But listen,
by
on the Switch, I played the first 3 levels normal mode, right? So I understood. Like, I played all the way up through the hotel with all the dirty laundry, and I think a little ways past that, right? So
it ramps up quite a bit after the hotel.
Does,
yeah. It seemed to. And I mean, I honestly can't say that I won't go back and play it more. Like, I have to go through and collect all the strawberries now. Did you know there's a 1-up in that game?
I mean, there's a lot of Easter egg kind of nods in that game. Matt makes games like it.
You have to collect 7 strawberries without touching the ground. And then it turns into a 1-up.
Does it make the noise too?
I don't know, it gives you an achievement, so that's why I did it.
In baby mode where you could just fly and just jump all the time?
Listen, I think the hardest thing to do was collect 7 strawberries without touching the ground, even with it, because you can't...
With unlimited jumps, right?
Well, you can't fall. So anytime you go to fall in a pit, you just bounce. So you'd collect your strawberries as you were just would normally fall to your death. I was like, no, I need 7 of these things. So,
did you capture footage on this?
No, I did it on vacation. I was just like, okay, here's the other thing. If you guys could have seen the TV I was playing on literally mounted where the edge of the TV was touching the ceiling, and it was maybe a 32-inch television. So
so it was like sitting back in the day where you're just staring up at your TV.
yeah, I was staring up. There was no way I was like, I'm not sweating to this. I had to play Resident Evil that way. I've almost rolled credits on that, on 7, because I want to start 8. So
I was gonna say there's stuff that came out this last 2 weeks or whatever that I'm intrigued on that I haven't pulled the trigger yet, because just like, yeah, I like, because Ethan Winters is in 7, right?
yes, yeah,
And so 8 is kind of a continuation of that a little bit. So I haven't played through 7. I have it on multiple ways to play because it was on PlayStation 5 as one of those titles, and then it's also on Game Pass. So like I have ways to play it, and I need to play it.
The best,
but I do want to try out 8 because 8 looks like it's fun.
The best deal is to buy the $80 version of 8. You get 7 and all of its DLC for $10.
Does the DLC not come on? I'm wondering.
No, and the DLC for, I think, for all of it is $20 or $30. So it's literally a better deal. If you were planning on getting everything, just buy the deluxe edition of 8. I think you get all of its DLC, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but you get some kind of DLC.
I did see that when I looked at it in the store. So yeah. it's an option there.
I picked up Mass Effect, but
I was gonna ask you about that because
I was gonna
Go ahead.
Oh, I had one of those weird instances where I downloaded it, and then when it would do the loading screen, I would press any button to start, and it would crash. So I had to uninstall the whole thing, put it back
only
in.
like 30 something gigs though, right?
Yeah, but I was trying to get B-roll. I was in a
That's why
rush.
you had Halo B-roll or whatever, right? Or Apex B-roll.
Yeah, I had Apex again because I was like,
I chimed in on the live stream. I'm like, why all the Apex B-roll?
yeah. Well, I played Apex last night, so I have another like 2 hours of Apex B-roll now. So,
I think I don't know if I have all 3. I have at least 1 and 2. I think on Platinum Hits. I've never played them.
Mass Effect.
I've never played. Yeah.
Whoa.
I know,
Eric,
right?
have you?
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Have you
What
never
did you
played
say?
Mass Effect?
Me?
Yeah.
Josh, you and I formed a strong bond over Mass Effect.
Okay, cool. He's never played. This guy right here. Right here.
Hold on. Say it again, Crawler. I think I misheard something you said.
I'm not sure if I have all 3, but I own, I think, 1 and 2 on Platinum Hits on 360. But
yeah, you own them because you played them a lot and beat them on 360.
No, because I never played them. I know.
So here's okay.
It's a 14-year-old game, right? 2007.
Yeah, it's old. Yeah, but here's the thing. So Mass Effect, I understand there were a lot of games, and you can't play them all, right? You're gonna miss some every now and then, but at the time it came out, Mass Effect was the greatest gaming achievement that we had ever seen. Like the storytelling revolutionized how video game storytelling happens. Like it did so much for gaming, and it's kind of jarring by today's standards because we've come so far. But you can still see so many aspects of Mass Effect that have carried over into gaming forever. It's a great trilogy, although there's some debate over the real ending of the trilogy or not, but you'll get there someday. But the first 2 games are phenomenal. The third game I still liked, but
oh yeah, 3, because 3 is up for debate, I think, in the Mass Effect crowd, right? Some people like it, some people
hate
don't.
the ending. So
yeah.
But that was before. That was before they patched it, though, right?
Right. Yeah. So that was like one of the first like Sonic internet outcries where the internet won, and
did they add a different ending?
Yes.
They fixed it.
I mean, so like I think with EA Play, I can get it for like what, 50 something bucks probably.
It's like $58. Yeah.
I'll probably pull the trigger, and I need to.
Okay. Wait.
I mean,
wait. Crawler.
Okay.
From one Star Wars fan to another, I had not experienced a sci-fi story that I enjoyed as much.
An opus. That's what I've heard it described. It's like a great opera, space opera.
It was one of those things that it only got better and better. But you got to remember, you can't you might play it now and be like, this feels kind of clunky or whatever, but like
Yeah.
at that time, and I can tell you this, I didn't have internet at that time. I had moved from California back up to Seattle, and we lived with my parents for a few months. They didn't have internet. They didn't have broadband. They barely have broadband now. And Mass Effect, Ninja Gaiden, those were the games that I think it was the second one. Like those filled my time. And I could not.
How much time did you waste in the Mako looking for resources?
Probably not much, because
Really?
I just feel like I was. You remember with RPGs, I'm like, just press A. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Josh doesn't like to read.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I think it took me a while to figure out you could even like scan things or whatever. You know, like scan the planets or whatever it was. So.
It's all fully voiced, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it fully voiced?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know like Seth Meyers, or not Seth Green is a character, and I know that the voice acting is really good, and I've heard good things about Mass Effect, and I've just
It
I don't know why
was very good.
I've never just sat down and done it. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah. It's still worth playing because of the gaming history and everything. I mean, it's a fantastic series. Josh and I loved it. You know, I've never met anyone who didn't like it, but yeah, you have to go into it now knowing you're playing a 14-year-old Xbox 360 game.
It killed. Like, I remember telling my uncle about it, and he had access to a 360. I bought him Mass Effect. He never played it. I was like, "You're the biggest nerd I know. Why are you not like heed my words and play this game? You know, play it." I do want to say what's up to Nate in the chat. Thanks for being here live on YouTube. Thank you so much. He's now a moderator in our channel because he knows what's up. So he wants to know if The Last of Us has blooper reels. That's his question. So.
I don't think so. I think they did do some online, but not for The Last of Us 2 that I saw.
Wasn't it in The Last of Us they showed the motion capture actors and she broke down and just kind of started like she kind of like broke down on in the stage in the
their mocap that at least Sony, Santa Monica and Naughty Dog, their motion capture, not trying to be biased, but there's a reason that Resident Evil The Village used Sony Santa Monica's motion capture equipment and studio to accomplish what they did for Village, because they are by far like changing the game as far as actors in video games. It's so cool to see. And then you had watched the scenes. If you watch some of the YouTube videos of The Last of Us, of them acting out the scenes and seeing the side by side and like how much emotion that, like, they don't care that they're in full motion capture rigs. They're fully acting these scenes like it's any other movie they're doing, you know? So it's really cool.
Are they wearing the fine-tuned face dots on that, or no? Is it just the
They
body
are.
can't?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's why they are acting. I mean,
They are.
anymore, the muscles in your face, what you're doing, they're able to implement that into the game and kind of have it show that emotion.
And that's why Ghost of Tsushima was a great game. I enjoyed it, but after coming from The Last of Us and how much depth the characters had and just facial expressions and emotion, playing Ghost of Tsushima, they just seemed like empty vessels. Like, they did not seem like.
Well, Ghost of Tsushima, the main focus of that is the landscape. I mean, it's the island.
It's pretty, but it's just, like, you're just kind of, the characters don't have the depth that the Naughty Dog characters do. So still a great game, just completely different. And it depends what you're looking for. If you don't want a heavily narrative driven game, don't probably want to play a Naughty Dog game or a Hideo Kojima game, or any of these heavily narrative focused games. If you want to just play Fork Knife and build walls and build boxes on top of those walls, hell, you do you, boo. You do you. Build away. Swing away, Meryl.
felt wrong not to swing. But yeah, it just like you've been losing yourself in this space show, I think it's going to transition beautifully into into Mass Effect, honestly, because it has that like Luke on Tatooine finally getting into a spaceship and taking off. Like you're gonna pick up those vibes from it, and there's a big debate. I even posted a poll on Twitter. The internet loves Mass Effect 2 more than 1. I loved 1. I played through 1 twice because the first time I played it, I did the create a character, and he didn't look like Shepard on the box. So the second I remember my sister-in-law got me all 3 games for Christmas, like a couple of years after they had come and gone, and I like started in 1 and did not stop till I finished all 3 of them. Like I just went to town. And
did you go Renegade or Paragon?
I think I usually go Paragon. I think, but sometimes I would just sometimes go with the funnier answer too, which a lot of times was Renegade, right? Where he was just like, shut up," like so. But I think if there's usually an achievement tied to one or the other, so I was like, well, I'm going to choose one and just stick with it because I want this achievement, So, speaking of achievements, real quick, Doom. After you do 33 different slow-mo kills, you get a 33-point gamer score achievement.
How much did that trigger you there, Josh?
I was so pissed because I went through and checked and they were all even. So now I can't stop playing that game. I have to kill 666 demons to get a 67-point achievement to even me back out. And then it's all even numbers from there. But I was just like, they trolled me. What have they done? Why did you do this? Why? So.
They got you good.
They really did. So, yeah. So I like I said, I beat Celeste. I'm almost through.
Kind of. It gets an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, I rolled credits. The Resident Evil. You like Eric, you hate it, right? You're just like the first person.
I want to love it. Yeah, I just don't. It looks off. It looks like a Far Cry game, and I hate those two for the same reason. There's something wrong with that perspective.
Field of view is too small.
I think so.
They do that on purpose.
Yeah, I saw like that.
I saw a meme the other day that was like flashlight in real life. It's like it shines somewhere. Flashlight in a horror game. It like goes like 2 feet in front of you.
Worthless. Yeah, they're completely worthless.
It's like your Apple Watch for the light. It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the field of view is really short, and then like the gunplay is really weird in those games too. It's not like a smooth first-person shooter like we're used to, and I don't know, something just it's really jarring for me, and I don't love it. I want to because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan.
They make you clunky on purpose so that you fear losing that ammo.
I feel like there's a better way to achieve that.
What gets me about, and I know we're talking about an old game at this point because I plan on playing the other one, but like they're really not Resident Evil games. Like they're not. You're not dealing with zombies. Like
that's been the they haven't been a Resident Evil game since 4.
5?
Really. Like
4?
4 is when they started doing this weird stuff with the Plagas, Los Plagas.
Okay.
And you never played 4, and you need to because it's.
No, I've played 5 and not 4.
I bought 4, 5, and 6 on Switch. So I tried playing 4, and I know that people like it. I think I need to embrace the quick turn. I think a little bit.
You definitely have to.
And I just need to spend more time actually getting a feel for it because you're purposely slow, and 4 did 5 move away from the stop and shoot? I think
yes. So 4 you couldn't run and shoot,
and 2 remake I think you could walk slowly in ADS. I think on the remake. I haven't finished the remake, but I did enjoy playing 2 remake. But yeah, 4 is where you stop and you have to aim, and it's pretty much. I mean,
honestly, have you ever tried shooting and running at the same time?
You're not going to be accurate. I mean, yeah.
I mean, Leon S. Kennedy might because he's a trained professional, but the rest of us wouldn't.
But from what I've heard about 4 is you gotta take out the kneecaps or whatever, and then focus on the head.
Yeah.
So it's all about strategery.
Yeah, 4 is fantastic, and I love it. I beat it in 2020. I replayed it again on the Switch and loved every minute of it. The controls are clunky, super clunky by today's standards, so you have to give it some time to get used to it again. But it's fantastic.
I think like when you look back on 1, right? You're dealing with zombies and the zombie dogs, and the tank controls, everything about it.
It's isometric too.
There was still something that was terrifying about it, right? They did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because I can't imagine playing it on PlayStation 1 or the 64 and being like, yeah, this is scary. You know what I mean? Like, it's
right.
It's hard for me to believe.
How was that? We couldn't even recognize those as people now.
Right. And so, but they've taken this crazy, it used to be like, what did these scientists do to create these zombies? It was your typical zombie story. So now it's just like super like twisted and like who
it's turned
are
into like
these?
Bloodborne. It's like a monster movie.
Because 8 is like lichens and vampires and
it's a whole nother. It's like they're introducing a whole new. So I don't know. I mean, I still have fun with it, but I am at the point with RE7 that I'm like, I just want to be done.
I've heard the last third of that game is drags on.
It's
and
terrible.
That's where you are right now, right?
I'm having a hard time. Like, it's not because I'm scared. It's because I'm bored. Like, I don't want to figure out another puzzle. I want to know how the story ends at this point, right? Like, there was a couple
sometimes those
puzzles
are very just ambiguous too. They're
fetch quests. It's just like, oh, you need to go here, and then you need to go here, and then you need to go here, and like.
Yeah, put the rubies in the cat eyes to the statue, and that'll open the thing. It's like, that's not a puzzle. It's just find the damn rubies.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and then know to interact with it in your menu to take it out of the thing. Yeah. I mean,
they've become action, and I guess 7 was more of a return to kind of the conventional horror than 8's back to like being an action game.
Is it
with jump? Yeah, it's more action again with jump scares.
Well, and you have more of an arsenal in 8, don't you? Like more guns at your disposal.
I don't know.
I've seen there's an end game thing. You get like a lightsaber.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I've watched some of the YouTube because I know I'm not going to play it because I hate the perspective of it. But it does make me wish, like, man, I don't know why they don't do like an over-the-shoulder third-person camera, because you can still make something scary with atmosphere just like they used to.
I hope 4 gets the 2 and 3 treatment.
Oh, they'll probably first person and ruin it.
No, they won't do that because they've been true to 2 and 3 doing third person.
Yeah. And those were fantastic remakes. Or at least 2 was. I didn't pick up 3 because 3 was already short.
It's a shorter game, yeah. They added multiplayer 1v4 kind of
Oh, the architect mode or whatever it's called. Yeah, that looked cool. Yeah, I hear good things about Resident Evil 8. I see people playing it. I've watched some videos, and it tries to get me every now and then, but then I just know that I'm going to hate it. I just don't like the perspective. And it's same with Far Cry. I've tried 3 different Far Cries, and I always think the same thing. Like, this game would be so much better if someone else made it.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, because Far Cry,
they have no excuse. They could tap the Rainbow Six team and be like, "Hey, how do we make a good game?"
Wow.
Well, I mean, because Far Cry and what is it? Just Cause and Far Cry kind of feel like it's third person versus first person, but it seems like it's almost kind of the same thing.
Arcadey
and outlandish and crazy weapons and make stuff happen. Like scrolling through YouTube or whatever like that, you see some crazy Far Cry videos of people taking out camps where they throw like shovels way up in the air and then they land randomly like land on the dude right in front of them. And it's like sneaking around in those games, you're doing things that you would be seen by a normal henchman. It's very not believable. Yeah. And there's no I've never gotten into those games. And then
but the animals can sneak, they can sniff you out of anything. You can't hide from an animal in the game.
But then there's the added like bad press that the Far Cry team had when, what was it, 4 and then Primal was the same damn map.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, who like put some effort in a little bit.
They're gonna notice. They're not gonna notice. They're gonna notice.
They're not gonna care.
They're not gonna notice. They're gonna notice. So other like gaming news, Grand Theft Auto is just getting updated again.
Yeah.
What do you?
Now it's on current gen correctly, right?
But hey, I think that one's free, right? That's a free upgrade. So, and everybody on Earth already owns it. Isn't that a free upgrade?
I would hope so, because I already bought it twice. Because I had to buy it again on
stupid thing like 4 times. So I don't want to buy it again, but
I just bought it like 2 months ago for the first time.
The thing is, I beat it on 360, and I just didn't have the. I bought it again on Xbox One, but I didn't have the desire to go through and play it again. Like I didn't want to play it again, so I just have it there. And I tried to play online. I guess that launched on 3. Did it launch on 360
yes.
online?
Yeah. So did you guys want Grand Theft Auto 6 or?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, why would they? They're still printing money with
it's
GTA
Mario
Online.
Kart all over again.
It is.
The shark cards they keep their invest. No, is Rockstar's
Take-Two
Rockstar
Interactive.
They're
Take-Two. Yeah. That's right. I mean, they're keeping Daddy Take-Two happy with their $100 shark cards that they. And they're on NPD probably. They're like Mario Kart. They are like Mario Kart. They're on NPD still every month.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know who's possibly buying it though, because everybody owns Grand Theft Auto at this point. Everybody.
Is it on Game Pass? It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
You know where
people are still buying it.
I mean, we'd have to look it up, but I almost guarantee you it's a PC community. Twitch.
That is what's keeping it alive. I have it. I think was that an Epic? That might have been a free Epic game through the Epic Game Store on PC.
Yeah, it was at one point. I remember that.
And so I have that. And Rockstar has their own launcher as well.
That broke the internet, right? Didn't that break the Epic launcher? And I know
probably,
but it's a generic term, but
like that's if you go onto the Twitch directory. That's what's keeping this game alive is the modding. It's the role playing community, and it's private servers that a lot of the streamers are joining these private servers, and then you have to put an application in, and they're very serious about it, and you have to be your character when you're in those games. And some people are cops, some people are bad guys, some people are just average Joe walking around.
I played a ton of. From PS3 to PS4 to Xbox One, I played a ton of GTA 5. I beat it on all 3 consoles. I played through the story. I probably have 1,000 hours in this single game.
Wow.
And I love it, and I'll play it again on the PS5 for the super duper upgrade or whatever. But I'm not happy about it. Like I want to play it because it's just It's just a very good game, and like even the story is really fun, but I'm not happy about it. Like I want to be very clear, I'm not happy about this.
How old is that? It's got to be 8 years old now at this point, right?
I don't. Yeah.
What year did that come out?
20.
I rented a jet ski, and my 13-year-old got on the back, and we started going, and she's like, "This is way better than GTA."
It's not though, because you're not shooting guns off of it.
But she doesn't really do much shooting in that game. She's more of
you don't have to. Yeah.
She just runs around and steals jet skis and, tries not to get eaten by sharks and everything else. So.
that's what's so fun about it. Like, if you play the story, you're gonna have to play it their way. But once you're in like open play, you can just drive around, listen to tons of the radio stations, and just kind of go do whatever you want. And just like, I wonder if I can get on top of that building. So then they're like, okay, let me go steal a jet and try to get on top of that building. And it's just, it's just fun to spend time in the GTA world.
Does this mean that 6 is, but wasn't there a quote? We were talking about this on the Xbox Now podcast, and Andy was like, he mentioned a quote that they're like, we don't really know what we would do. Now, that could also be a BS PR thing.
Rockstar doesn't tell you what they want to do until they want you to know about it.
Yeah, just
and
like
they'll release 3 screenshots every 3 months or something like that.
The leaks I saw, and obviously they're not true, but the leaks I saw were that they were returning back to Vice City, which would just blow my freaking mind hole, because you're not a big GTA fan, but Vice City was their 80s version of GTA 3 essentially, and
Miami.
Yeah, it's Miami in the 80s, and you're like a drug mule.
You're Scarface. You're a Scarface character.
Wait. Like, have you ever pooped a balloon? Like, is that...
Oh, I'm sure he has. What was his name? Frank, or what was his name in that?
I think Frank. No, that might have been the
maybe that was 3. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's
Tony. Was it Tony?
I don't
no,
remember.
the ballad of Tony or whatever.
Ballad of Gay Tony is in 4.
I didn't love 4. 4 was probably my
Nico Bellic.
Yeah, with your annoying cousin. But in any case, if they return back to Vice City in this new like console generation we're in, with all the music that Rockstar's able to license, like it would be so good. But
are you into Warzone right now since the
Rambo and John McClane?
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, they brought is it Nakomi Towers? I can't remember I can't remember the name. Like
Nakatomi Towers.
Nakatomi, right? That's now in Warzone. Like,
I know. I saw that.
Yippee-ki-yay! Monkey Fighter, right? If you're doing the PG version.
I saw that. I actually deleted Warzone yesterday to make room to download The Last of Us. And so now I'll probably re-download Warzone, because Warzone, for a while, it was down in size, but it worked its way back up to 140 gigs.
Wow.
So I said, I'm going to delete you so I can download a real game, and then I'll come back to you.
The other John McClane on the Die Hard on TV was Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmers.
Really? That's so bad. Yeah.
You gotta love it. So, but the music you mentioned it in music. The music in Warzone is actually very Stranger Things right now. Like it's a
lot of synth, a lot of 80s synth.
Lot of synth cool. Going on. So, except for it gets really freaking loud when you're trying to listen to footsteps, and you're like, why are they cranking this right now?
There's just random ambient music in Warzone now?
Yes. Yeah. And then we got to talk about Starfield. Because,
the rumor mill is churning.
Jeff Grubb, I don't know what's happening to games journalism and the internet right now, because it's like I understand Jeff Grubb is he's probably an insider. I just been recently introduced to this cat. He seems like a great guy, but he just tweets it's an exclusive. I'm like, okay, I understand he's connected, but is it
where's the substance on it?
Where's the source? If he's the source, right? I mean,
it's Bethesda, so it makes sense, right? You're not going to question it too hard, but
and that's what everybody was thinking when $7 billion went out the door, that they were going to do something to justify the purchase and to push Game Pass and to push sales of the series consoles. I mean, and that's going to do it. If you're a Bethesda fan, if you enjoy playing Elder Scrolls or Fallout or just Todd Howard games in general, then you're going to want to check out this new IP.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Eric?
I know nothing about Starfield.
Well, I mean, but you're a Bethesda fan, yeah? You played Skyrim and Elder Scrolls and stuff, like.
Yeah, I mean, I like Fallout more than I like the Scrolls series. I've played all the way from Daggerfall, although my brother and I used to call it Daggerflaw because it was so broken at launch. Typical Bethesda, right? And then I played Morrowind, I played Oblivion. I didn't play Skyrim. I never got around to it, but I played Fallout.
Play it on your fridge. You got a smart fridge? Like
your Echo, your Alexa.
Yeah, I have a million ways I could play it. I just haven't. And I'm just kind of done with that series. I don't know. Elder Scrolls isn't doing much for me anymore, but I still really enjoy Fallout.
So
I didn't play 76 though.
Starfield, to you, without seeing anything about it, you're like, man, whatever. I don't really care that it's an exclusive.
Yeah, no, I don't really care. I mean, I anticipate some games are going to be exclusive to some consoles, and that's just the life we live. I'm not going to be mad that, Sony's not getting Mario games either. That's kind of how I look at it now. You know what I mean? Like they bought Bethesda, they own the rights to all the licenses, right? So it is what it is.
But if it's like, if anybody that's a fan of Bethesda, the way I was a fan of Rare back in the 64 GameCube days when Microsoft bought it, I was not a happy camper. Because I didn't want to like Halo. I'm so glad I do. I'm so glad it all happened. I'm so glad it. And Rare's never been the same since, honestly. So it's like, it is what it is. And now it looks like Perfect Dark is in the right hands, and I'm very excited for that because that's one of my favorite series of all time. And so, like, I shouldn't say series. It was my favorite game. The series Zero is a little bit, yeah. Like, I can't. Every time I think of Perfect Dark Zero, all I think about is like shooting somebody, seeing blood, and then they just kind of go stiff, but like fall to the side and like bounce off geometry, but still completely stiff. Like, you're just like, what are these? What is this?
I would say I have access to the game with Rare Replay, but I've never played it. I don't know if I want to torture myself that way.
I played it more than I should have, just because it was Perfect Dark and it had achievements. So.
Yeah, I played it with you for a little while at least.
Yeah, we tried. Yeah. They did some good things. They made it to where the opposite team was always red, right? So it didn't matter what character you picked. The other team always had a red outline around them. So it was like, hey, this is nice. This works.
Yeah.
So, but okay. Well, that was quick. I don't know what to talk about now.
So I don't know when it's coming out, but I know you're a big mech fan from, what was it, Mech
Assault, Mech Warrior.
Mech Assault. Yeah, there's a new Mech Assault 5 or whatever, or what's it called?
Not Mech Assault. Don't mess with
what is it
Mech
called?
Warrior.
It's coming to
Mech Warrior.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mech Assault.
Are you gonna check that out? Because it's coming day and date on Game Pass.
I just watched Robot Jocks again. That's on Amazon Prime, by the way. If you guys need a taste of 1990 or 93, and it's like one of those things, like, it's the year 2006 and the nuclear winter has it's literally the team that did Power Rangers in the 90s made this movie. Like, I have no doubt, but I had a great time watching it. Nate in chat was like, I own 2 copies of that one.
Speaking of post-apocalyptic future that we've already passed, when was Judgment Day in T2? What year?
Didn't we pass that already?
Oh yeah, we passed that.
I don't remember.
I know Back to the Future was 2018, I think. October 15th.
15, yeah.
15.
So October 20? I don't remember, but
because it was 85 forward 30 years and back 30 years.
Yeah. I don't like 3. I have not checked out what I saw that it was coming to Game Pass. I just assumed it was an older game that was getting a Game Pass release. I didn't realize it was something new. So I'll look at it, but there's never been a mech game that's been done as well as Mech Assault. And until somebody does that, I will not waste any time with.
You got a little bit excited when we were doing Last Titan Standing in Titanfall 2.
Correct, but completely different.
Yep.
Completely different. I'm talking full-on mech game, third person. The closest was Transformers Fall and War of Cybertron. Those were the closest to Mech Assault that I think I've been able to get since. But some of the best time, I mean, Eric, you were playing Mech Assault 2 and I would run the VTOL. Do you remember doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I was literally I was just beating everybody ammo and health the whole time. And like you're just shooting over these hills trying to connect shots, and I don't know, it was that was a great time in gaming right there. Like
yeah, they nailed that series. I think 1 through 3 were all fantastic. I don't know if they made more than that.
I don't even know if there was 3. I think it was 1 and 2, and then FASFA went away because they did Crimson Skies, and then I don't know what happened to FASFA Studios. I don't even know.
I thought there was a third, and it like went multi-console or something. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm often wrong.
Yeah, I'm not. But I think Mech Assault and Mech Warrior are all tied together in some way. So
weird mech world.
Some weird mech world. So yeah, I'll check it out probably. But if it doesn't, I don't. If Xbox came out and they were like, "Hey, we're bringing back Mech Assault and Crimson Skies at E3 this year," like, I would be like, "I love you, Phil Spencer."
Phil wore didn't he wear a Crimson Skies shirt like two or three E3s ago?
No, but it was the game. Well, he might have, but they remember as soon as they started showing backwards compatibility, they opened with Crimson Skies, I think, and you know the audience went crazy. So we want it. We want it.
You do.
You.
No, you are wrong, my friend. Whatever spin you were gonna put on, no, you are wrong, my friend.
So when you used to dominate me in Rainbow, when the roles got reversed in Crimson.
I didn't like it. Yeah, I did not like that.
Like, man, oh man, it was some
terrible.
Good times.
I was so bad, and you were so good at that game. It was just bad. Like that was just bad. Like at least you were competent at Rainbow.
Right.
Like I was not good at Crimson Skies at all.
Yeah.
I've never been great at any of the flying games. Like it just, I don't know, something about that new axis of having to deal with. Like I'm just not good at it.
Inverted.
Well, I don't play inverted. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to play inverted.
Flight is the only thing I play inverted.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at any flight games. Never really have been. I guess Star Fox. I was good at Star Fox 64.
That I don't play inverted. Because that was you didn't have to worry about the free fly. It was all just on rails, side to side, up and down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Inverted isn't an axis, Senpai says.
Yeah. He's not wrong. I don't disagree.
Every time I hear the word inverted, I just think about Top Gun. That's it. Like
that was inverted.
Yeah. Bullshit.
No, man, he had a really great shot. I have a Polaroid of
it. All right. Well, we hit an hour. Did we find everything we weren't going to talk about that we talked about?
I think we talked about a few things. Yeah, I think we talked about some things.
I want Eric to push through his 60 frames a second and Last of Us so he can. He's like, I platinumed Days Gone. I was like, all right, so you're playing Returnal now, right? He goes, no, I'm playing something else.
That was the plan. And then I didn't expect this Naughty Dog bombshell. I thought they were going to launch it like at the 1 year anniversary. I didn't think they would launch it, yesterday randomly. So I kind of threw a wrench. I will play Returnal. I'm excited, but It seems kind of like the game that I want to save for when there's a lull and I have nothing to play. and maybe that's just going to be harder to come by as we get further into this console cycle.
Yeah, I mean, so it's been 2 weeks since we did a show, and like it helped that I found a show that I wanted to watch, and I've been spending my evenings more away from being down here and more upstairs, which is good to spend time with my wife, and we're enjoying a show together. But like with this game, it's been there's a funny meme I saw that was the Ben Affleck sitting outside smoking a cigarette. I think it was after, like, in between whatever it is, but he's like, he looks exhausted. I forget what movie set he was on or what he was doing. But the meme was like me in between Returnal runs, and it's just you looking exhausted and defeated, and that's how it is. Like, there's some that you just get in there and you get your shit rocked right away, and it's a very short run. But like the runs that come together and you start getting more powerful, because I saw something today that was like the speed run somebody set up, which I think can only happen after you've beaten the game once and you have that. They give you quick access to get back to the biomes faster. But it's like a 5-minute run. Somebody beat the game. I don't know, but I didn't want to watch the video because I don't want to see the last boss yet.
Yeah.
But I hit biome 5 yesterday, so I got into what was a desert and is now ice, which is pretty cool how the world evolves this way. But the Act 2 that I'm in, because I struggle. I beat the very first boss. I beat my first go because I had a pretty strong shotgun, and that was great. And I tried to go back multiple times, and I failed. Even though I could skip it, I wanted to beat it and be more powerful to move on to the next section. But it's kind of just, it depends on how the rooms lay out, what you get, what your enemies are doing, how much you're able to upgrade your health, and all that kind of stuff. And then I beat the third boss to end Act 1 in my first go as well, because I was powerful enough. I'd actually maxed out my health all the way, and I got the trophy for that, and was able to if you have a good run, it kind of just flows. But then they ramp up the enemies quite a bit, and they get new attacks and different stuff in the beginning of Act 2. Even though you're in like a familiar area, it's different, and they've changed it. But the new enemies just can really kick your ass. And I took like almost probably a whole week off of Returnal, and then I went back to it, and like last night I was flowing again, and was able to beat the biome 4 boss on the first go, and got to biome 5 and ended up dying pretty quickly, because again, enemies ramp up right away. But it's a good loop where you feel strong when you have a good run, but it does take a long time. You can be in there for a long time. So and I was telling you guys right before we went live, like, as I was playing last night, I saw Returnal was downloading an update, and I'm like, oh shit. don't auto install it. Don't and I was able to, after I died, I was sure to like go to the updates and tell it to install. And
no, Mom, don't turn off my NES.
Yeah,
don't turn it off. You don't need to plug the vacuum in there. Plug it in somewhere else.
So yeah, I mean, it's a worry, and I know, Eric, that's what you're kind of waiting on is Housemarque to hopefully.
Man, sounds like Quick Resume could fix this. I don't know.
It is, like... and I think and they made Quick Resume better, which is crazy, and faster. But I mean, I wonder how hard the Sony engineers are being like locked in a room and tasked with trying to figure out Quick Resume.
Yeah, they literally put swords in that room. They're like, you guys can fall on these if we don't have Quick Resume soon. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they care, because I just saw an article that says it like outsold Xbox 3-1 or something. So
the PS5
3-1.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't it like 15 million units versus like 12 million?
Yeah, wait, what?
I don't think it's that much.
We'll never know, because Microsoft isn't releasing their console. They haven't been for a long time, so it's not like they're just doing it now to be hush hush. They stopped releasing in the Xbox One, like after the poor launch. They stopped releasing console sales, and they've never gone back. So We won't know for sure, but an industry insider, right, says it was like 3-1 outsold PS5 SKUs, but who knows? Who knows?
That's good. I mean, it's still a good thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's all good. I mean, they're all that really means is Sony's able to produce more.
Get more.
Than
They
get
more
chips.
silicone.
Yeah.
That's all it means. Because
And aren't they? The rumor is that Sony's working on a redesign to use less semiconductors.
I haven't heard that.
I just figured they were making a Pro to keep up with the Xbox, so I was just gonna wait.
Yeah, you're funny guy. Funny guy. Why would they need to make a Pro? They got all the.
just for some.
You just have to pay for them.
Did you say exclusives? Because I think you said it so loud, your limiter kicked in.
Your game cut up.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
You were like,
saying,
well, they have all the. And you just gotta pay for them, and I was like, I think you said
it-
exclusives.
No, I said games in general.
Oh, I
they have
see.
all the games, but you do have to pay for them.
Yeah, no.
It's a downfall.
I mean, Xbox may end up with the new Elite controller may have adaptive triggers. I mean, Phil Spencer was like, "You guys want this?" Everybody was like, "Yes."
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
poll.
duh.
You know,
Obviously.
So
I mean, they're cool and all, and I like what they do with Returnal. Johnny in chat doesn't like what they do in Returnal with the half pull. But like playing Resident Evil, when I played the demo, I would turn them off if I was playing that. If adaptive triggers were on Xbox and I bought it there, I would turn it off because they make it harder to fire a gun, and I don't want that in a game that I'm already worried about firing the gun.
Yeah, I can see that. I like it. I mean, you get used to it, and I kind of like the weight it adds. I'm really excited because like Wreckfest was the free game, and it's really cool to feel. In Wreckfest, you can like when your car gets hit, you feel it in the triggers. Your brake, pulses back at you. As your car gets damaged, the gas pedal's harder to pull, and so it's cool. And I'm excited to see what Gran Turismo does with it.
we should end so the encoder doesn't kick us out.
Yes, let's do
All
that.
right, where can we find you?
You'll find me here. Seems like Thursdays are the groove or the jam for now. So, Wednesday, Thursday. You'll find me here. We'll be pressing pause. You'll find me on Discord, probably yelling at clouds because nobody talks anymore. If you're in our Discord and
Eric's
you're
gonna
just
start throwing profanity in Discord just to
I'm
get
just
people
gonna
to
start
engage with him.
cussing and yelling at people, like if you're in Discord and you're just lurking, I hate you. Just suck it. I don't want to hear from you. I don't even want you to talk. So that's how I feel about you guys just lurking in there in main chat, not talking to me. So you'll find me there.
So you hate me apparently because I'm just like barely there.
Yes.
I'm gonna start pulling up my phone and just start typing so it says I'm typing and then never post anything.
Just leave it. Just like put it on the charger.
It goes away if you do that too long. It won't leave you typing if you stop typing. Just so you know.
All right, Crawler, where can we find you?
Not talking in Discord. So n64josh.com/discord. I lurk occasionally. I'm just too busy at work half the time to figure something out or I post little memes or GIFs in there to poke fun at whatever's going down.
Okay, tell you what. If you are the person over the next week that has the most you type the most, you're in the most conversations. Eric's gonna buy you a $20 Amazon gift card.
It looks like I'll be getting myself a $20 Amazon gift card.
Buy yourself something nice there, Eric.
Yeah, I will. Don't you worry.
Okay, guys, you can follow me everywhere at N64Josh, and we love you. Thank you for listening. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, YouTube, chat. We love you too. Farewell. So long.
Later.